Hello everyone, welcome to NDA Defense Institute. I am Vikash on behalf of NDA. Are you in your final year who is thinking of what career to choose next? Or are you already completed a degree? Yes, who is planning to be a central government uniformed service officer? This video is for you. Watch the video fully. I am going to explain one central government exam that is going to be the Central Armed Police Force exam, that is CAPF exam. So, what is eligibility? Who can apply for it? What is the age relaxation? What is the educational qualification? All these things I am going to explain. Let's start into the video. So, the CAPF exam, Central Armed Police exam, for that to know, you have to know certain basics. In India, there are two kinds of forces. One is military as well as paramilitary force. Military force comes under defense, Ministry of Defense. It has four forces under it: Army, Air Force, Navy and Coast Guard. Whereas paramilitary force, and that all the internal security forces come. Take for example CRPF, CISF, Assam Rifle, SSB, ITBP, NSG. So while the defense forces is concerned with external security, the paramilitary forces, they will be concerned with the internal security. So the four forces, Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, they comes under Defense Ministry. This paramilitary forces comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. So for all these paramilitary forces combined together, that exam is nothing but the CAPF exam. That exam is conducted by UPSC every year one time. Fine. This is also a Group A Gazetted Officer post, which means equivalent to IAS IPS officers and equivalent to lieutenant, sub-lieutenant, and so as assistant commandant Coast Guard, same equivalent. So that is what this all exam is all about. And for all the defense forces, you should attend something called SSB, 5 days of SSB. But for this CAPF, there is no need of SSB. A written exam, a physical test, and a simple personality interview is enough for this exam. And you will take a look at this. It is a Group A Assistant Commandant AC in Central Armed Police Force, and you see this is how the broad umbrella of all the services are mentioned. You can broadly categorize to three: border guarding force, special task force, forces for internal security. For border guarding force, you see first is Assam Rifle, then second BSF Border Security Force, then second ITBP Indo-Tibetan Border Police, then SSB Shashastra Simapal. All these forces are concerned with one land area borders. For example, Indo-Pakistan border, then India-China border, India-Bangladesh border, India-Nepal border. Like that, these forces will be guarding the border. In fact, they used to say BSF is the first line of defense of India. And next you see NSG, National Security Guards, or they used to say Black Cats. You all would have heard this Taj attack in Mumbai. In that, Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, okay, he belongs to the one who sacrificed his life for this country. He belongs to this NSG or Black Cats. And next you see CISF and CRPF. These two are Industrial Security Force or Internal Security Force. CISF is Industrial Security Force. Take for example, you go to any airport or any nuclear power plant. In all these central government established companies, the CISF will be providing security. And also, if you take this election security, during election time security services, those will be given by CRPF, as well as in Naxal affected area, and then in Maoist affected area, the CRPF, Central Reserve Police Force, will be the prime forces that will be providing security. So from now itself, you will have an idea that these forces are mostly involved in internal security management. Yes, so for that only a combined exam is conducted by UPSC, and this exam happens once in a year. And what are the roles of these services? You see, most of this role, yes, if you look at it, it will be mostly internal security as well as deputation also. You see, they have clearly mentioned service in the army. These people are eligible to be deputed into Indian Army also. So if you are exceptionally doing your job, you will be deputed to the army also. So cross deputation will also happen. And not only that, these people will be in diverse situations. Take for example, army, they will be mostly in terrestrial way. If you're Navy, mostly they'll be in the sea way. Air Force, then they're concerned area of work. But if you talk about the CAPF, the diverse opportunities is there, diverse kind of obstacles are there. So if you are a person who doesn't want this 9-to-5 job, or who wants an adventurous job, who wants new obstacles and new challenges in your life, this job is more apt for you. Because you take for example, recently in Wayanad, this landslide happened. At the time, along with the army, the CRPF and other the CAPF forces are also assisted them. So HADR, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Yes, any trap, any kid fall under that oil well trap, or any counter-terrorism operation. That too, this NSG, Black Cats, is specifically associated with counter-terrorist operations. So these CAPF forces have multitude of diverse kind of challenges and obstacles to face through, and that is how this job profile is. And next we'll see the eligibility of this. For with respect to CAPF, classify the eligibility into two. One is age eligibility, another one is education eligibility. Talking about the age eligibility, the actual age for the examination is 20 to 25 years. It is around 20 to 25 years, and the date of birth should fall within 2 August 2000 to 1 August 2005. So if you fall under this date, and also if you are also this born on 2nd August 2000, this date is also included. And this is how the age limit is. But if you are not the general category, if you are other categories, then you are given an age relaxation. Yes, only if you take the military and paramilitary forces, except only in Coast Guard as well as in CAPF, they have provided this reservation, both in cutoff marks as well as both in age relaxation. In CAPF, there is age relaxation based on the caste category. You see, age relaxation is applicable. How? Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, SC and ST, for 5 years, which means around 30 years these people are eligible. Because if you take the 20 to 25 years, even every gender category and all people are up to 25 years they can write. And in addition to the 25 years, 5 years relaxation is given for SCs and STs, which means they can write the exam up to 30 years. And next, other backward class, OBC. In state level, BC, MBC, DNC, all the categories together is called OBC in central level. And those OBC people with the NCL category or non-creamy layer category, they are eligible for 3 years relaxation, which means up to 28 years. Yes, sir, what is this non-creamy layer? OBC people whose, the students whose parents' income, both mom and dad, their combined income per year, if it is less than 8 lakh per annum or less than 8 lakh per year, then they are eligible to get this non-creamy layer. Sir, but my parents' income, both my mom and dad are working, our incomes more than 10 lakhs per year, more than 8 lakhs per year, means we are not eligible. OBC creamy layer, then you will be coming under OBC creamy layer. OBC creamy layer is considered as general category, which means only up to 25 years you are eligible. Only if you come under OBC, and that too in non-creamy layer, which means 8 lakhs per annum, less than 8 lakhs per annum, then you are eligible for this OBC NCL creamy layer, non-creamy layer category, 3 years, which means up to 28 years. Then central civilian government servants. For example, some people will already be working under RRB or in any railways or any RBA like that. Any other central government civilian jobs they are working, they are also eligible. And not only that, even ex-servicemen. There is this Agnipath scheme and all is there. Sir, I joined the army in 18 years, but I got retired in 23, 24 years itself. Am I eligible to write the exam? Yes, you are eligible, provided you should have a minimum degree. And that too you are given, you see, ex-service person is given 5 years, which means again 30 years. Till 30 years you can write the exam. So, you have to know, general category only 20 to 25 years. There is no age relaxation. But if you talk about the SC and ST, and then central civilian government servants and ex-servicemen, they will be given 5 years extension, which means up to 30 years. OBC non-creamy layer is up to 3 years, which means 28 years. An idea about this age relaxation. Then after this, the educational qualification. So what is the educational qualification? One advantage of being the CAPF is that 2 advantages are there. One is there is no SSB, and 2 there is this reservations also there, and 3 the educational qualification is very generic, which means any UG degree is enough. Any UG degree from a recognized university is eligible, which means BSc, BA, BTech, BE, agriculture, yes, and hotel management, aviation, whatever it is. Minimum a UG degree, yes, a 3 years degree or a 4 years degree or 5 years, whatever it is. A minimum UG degree is eligible to write this exam. Yes, that too, that degree should be recognized by UGC. From a recognized university you should get. That is a educational qualification. So this will make many people to be eligible, because if you take Ministry of Defense, Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, in Air Force and all there is some specific requirement. Like for example, if you want to be a pilot, you should definitely study the 12th with the physics, chemistry, and you should score at least more than 60%, minimum 60% mark you should score. For technical entry in Army, this Navy and all, then they will expect you to complete B or BTech. So those kind of restrictions are not there in CAPF. If you are eligible, if you are completed a minimum 3-year degree or a 4-year degree, then you are eligible. Sir, and another advantage, I am in my final year, can I apply? Yes, you are also eligible. Even final year students are eligible to apply, but provided when you are appearing for the exam, not an issue, but when you have clearing the exam and we go to the interview, and after your certification verification is done, at that time you have to show all the necessary certificates, okay, because this process is a 1 year process. So you have ample time from the exam till the last personal data as well as verification. Yes, so regarding any doubts any final year students is having regarding whether I'm eligible or not, you kindly post the comment in the comment section, we will reply for you. Fine. So this is the educational qualification of CAPF exam. And next is the most important part, application form. So when this application is going to open, generally UPSC in a particular year will release something called UPSC annual calendar, where in the upcoming year what are the exams, tentative dates for the exams will be announced. As per this official calendar, you see the application starts from 5th March 2025, which means it will be around the next 3 to 5 months is there for the next application actually have to open, because I told you unlike CDS and AFCAT exam, this exam is once in a year. So and when the moment notification is released, from that date application opens and it will be there the last date till 25 March 2025. Till at that time the application will be open, you can apply it in the online. So March 2025 is going to be the application date. But sir, then why we have to start the preparation earlier if you ask? Because this exam has this own kind of difficulty. Only if you start earlier only we can go and clear the exam easily. Fine. So you should not wait till the notification comes and I'll start the preparation. No. Because unlike the other exam, in this exam it is not only MCQs, it is also descriptive type. It means you have to write it as an essay. That paper is also there. I'll explain you about that in the upcoming slides. So this is the last date to apply. And then when the exam, it is on 3rd August 2025, one fine Sunday. So this is how the date as per the official calendar. Sir, will there any be change in this kind of dates and all? Most of the times the UPSC will stick to it. Only in some extreme situation the dates will be changed. But mostly this date will be the actual date. Fine. This is the application form releasing date, everything and all. Then I will tell you about the stages of the exam. Okay, sir. So application, apply, who is eligibility and all I explained you. When the exam is going to happen, when the notification I explained you. What are the stages of the exam? Yes, you see these are the stages of the exam. First is written exam. After the written exam, yes, in written exam, 2 papers are there, paper 1, paper 2. I will explain about that in the upcoming slide. Then after that, physical test will be there, long jump, then shot put, 100 meters, 800 meters is there. Again, I will explain you in the upcoming slides. Then after that, medical test is there. They will be checking you from the top to bottom thoroughly. Yes, whether any physical deformities is there, whether knock knees is there, whether flat foot is there. With respect to medicals, many people have many doubts. If you have any such doubts, kindly comment in the comment section. We will reply for your comments. Fine. And then after that, it is your interview. As I told before, one advantage is with respect to the CAPF exam is there is no SSB for 5 days. Like in Army, Air Force, Navy and Coast Guard. There is just half an hour to 45 minutes of interview. With that, you can make it to the academy. Yes. And for your merit list, finally, you take any exam, merit list will be there. So based on the vacancies, the top ranks will be chosen for the academy. So that merit list, which marks is calculated in the sense, this written as well as PT marks. So total for this it is 150 marks and for this it is around 450 marks. So total 600 marks. Based on the 600 marks, who and all scored top, they will be definitely in the merit list. So these are the different stages, and medical and physical is kind of a qualifying nature. There is no marks for it, you just have to qualify for it. So this is the stages of this CAPF exam. Then we will see each and every one. I am going to explain each and every one. Watch this video carefully, then only you will understand. The first one is written exam. So these are the 2 papers. You see paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is this general ability and intelligence. With respect to this paper is a MCQ paper, which means multiple choice question. So we just have OMR will be given, we just have to shade it. So total 125 questions, 250 marks. And the time is 2 hours. So this is the first paper, morning. So afternoon, yes, generally if you take all other competitive exam, there will be only multiple choice questions, whereas in CAPF exam, 1 multiple choice question paper and second paper is descriptive. As I told, like in other exams where mostly the exams will be in OMR way, but this CAPF exam is 1 paper in the morning is OMR MCQ multiple choice question type and the second paper is descriptive type. Fine. In the descriptive type, you see general studies, essay and comprehension will be there. 6 questions and 200 marks and for 3 hours. The time is for 3 hours. So some people may have doubts, sir, what language is this in the sense? For paper 1 and paper 2 for both, either it should be English or Hindi. Other regional languages are not allowed. If you take in civil service exam, regional languages are allowed like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Mandala. You can write mains in those languages also. But if you take CAPF exam, either in Hindi or in English, only these two languages are allowed. So these are the two papers. So first one is MCQ, second one is descriptive type, like an essay type. You have to write in paragraphs, and total together is around 450 marks. So this is the written marks, and based on this written marks only, you will be called to the next stage. That next stage is none other than medical stage. And before going to that, we will see what is the syllabus for this exam. These are all the syllabus. If you see the first paper, we can broadly classify the syllabus into three. The one is maths, basic mathematics that you study in AFCAT, like basic reasoning, aptitude and reasoning, that will be there. Yes, like simple interest, compound interest, average, percentage, proportions, mixtures, like that, basics will be there. And next is science. Science in essence you already know, physics, chemistry, biology, that science part will be there. And social science. Social science include history, geography, civics or Indian polity, economics, current affairs, defense current affairs. Since it is a central armed police force exam, internal security issues as well as defense related issues also will be given more preference. So mostly for this paper one, yes, you just have to read a lot of NCERTs. So this CBSE books NCERTs, these are the base material for this exams. Let it be any subject, then only you have to add additional more knowledge to it. So I will upload a separate video on the strategy to prepare for this paper one separately. In that I will tell you in detail about the syllabus of this exam. So this is just a general idea of what the syllabus is. So this is for paper one. As I told before, paper one is MCQ, multiple choice question. And the second paper is paper 2. This is descriptive paper as I told. You see 6 questions are there. The 6 questions include, first is essay writing. 6 topics they will given, from that 4 you have to write, each 20 marks. And then next is argument writing. So what is this argument writing? They will give a statement. They will ask you to support it and oppose it. Take for example, India supporting Israel in the Israel-Iran war. So if that is a topic it is given, then we have to support it. Yes, India should support Israel. 5 points. Then again against it, India should not support Israel. It should support the Iran or Palestine. For that an argument. So they want to know whether you can give a balanced view of both the things. So that is checked in this argument writing. Again, 2 topics will be given, and for that each 20 marks. And next is reports writing. Any news that is happening, where you could have studied your newspaper where one particular news is taken by a reporter and he will be explaining what happened, okay, in detailed explanation and finally conclusion. Like that, you have to write a report. So that is this report writing, 2 report writings, 10 marks. And then comprehension, this you already know. One paragraph will be given, from that paragraph questions will be asked. Based on the paragraph, you have to answer to this question. And next is precis writing, which means, okay, shortening, reduce the volume and make it short and write. So make it in a crisp and clear way. You have to make whatever paragraph is given into 1/3, which means if 300 words are given as a paragraph, you have to reduce it into 1/3 of it, which means just 100 words without compromising the quality. That is his precis writing, and for that 15 marks. And finally, grammar. Simple grammar will be asked, and that you see for the simple grammar, 25 marks is there. For in the 25 marks, what they will ask? They will ask basic idioms and phrases, direct speech and indirect speech, active voice, passive voice, yes, conjunctions, determinants, like that, and spotting the error, like that. Some basic things they will be asking from this. So with respect to this paper, as I told before, it should be either in Hindi or English, but specifically comprehension, then the simple grammar and all should definitely be in only in English only, because it is just to test your English knowledge as well as its precis writing. Or even essay and argument writing, report writing, you can write it in Hindi also, but comprehension, precis writing and simple grammar should definitely be in English. Regional languages are not allowed as of now. Maybe in future, if the students represented to the UPSC, maybe they'll think of including the regional languages also. But as of now, regional languages are not allowed. And for this, 3 hours time is there, and for this 200 marks is there. This is the for paper 2. Again, I will upload a separate video on the strategy for paper 2 in a separate video. Any doubts you are having regarding this paper 2, you can comment it in the comment section. We will reply for you. And the next is physical test. Fine, sir. I have cleared my written exam. Then now it is a physical test. As I mentioned before, this exam is applicable for both men and women, because in the recent days, most of the defense forces, paramilitary are applicable to both men and women. And both men and women are eligible for this exam. And physical standard test. If you take the physical test, we can divide it into 2. One is physical efficiency test, another is physical standard test. First, we'll see what is physical efficiency test. three things are to be found out from this physical efficiency test. One is 100-meter race, 800-meter, long jump, and shot put. This shot put is not there for female, but for all other things, male, female both have to be there, and they have given a minimum qualifying time as well as the chances. You see, for 100 meters, 16 seconds, 18 seconds. For 800, 3 minutes 45, 4 minutes 45. And for long jump, 3 chances. So in 3 chances, you have to jump. In any chance, if you are jumping 3.5 meters or 3 meters, it is acceptable. Shot put is not there for women. So you have to qualify this. This may appear so easily, but trust me, it is highly deceiving, because only with regular, at least proper fitness, you can able to clear this all this kind of test. And if you are thinking about this, in our institute, not only the written exam part, we are also giving the physical part also. So after the written exam, we will also assist you in your physical training, and we'll be assisting you throughout the journey. Fine. So this is the physical efficiency test. There is no marks and all for this. If you clear this physical test, then we will be redirected to the physical standard test. What is this physical standard test? They will simply check your height and weight. Permissible height and weight. You see here? Height, chest and weight. So for both men and women, for male the height is minimum. So all the given things are minimum. Yes, only in weight maximum limit are not considered, but in height there is no maximum limit. And female, you see 157. So minimum 157 should be there. Anything less than that is not considered. You are disqualified, medically unfit. You see, chest measurement is there for only male. It is not applicable for female. Which means 81 centimeter normally when they will measure from this this part to this part, they will measure it with the tape. It should be 81 centimeter. And when you inhale, it has to expand 5 centimeter. No people have to worry about this, because most of the people will be having normally this 5 centimeter expansion. Only if some people are born with some congenital defects, or if people are having some birth defects regarding their lungs development and all, they will be having problem with that. So again, regarding anything any doubts you are having, you kindly comment it. We will address your concern. And for weight, again they have given minimum weight 50 kg, and for female it should be 46 kg. Anything less than that will be underweight. Anything over than that, it is called overweight. Both of them will be rejected. And unless height, for weight category, they will give you a time period. For example, 10 days or 20 days. You come and again appear, they will say. If you can able to increase your weight, or if you can able to decrease your weight and show them that, then you are accepted. But that chance they will not give in height, because it is not possible to increase your height or decrease not necessary, increase your height. So this is the physical standard test. And I will show you the chart. If some people are wondering, am I physically fit or not? Am I physically eligible for this? And this is the chart. So I have mentioned about the average chart for the male. If you are in height, say for example, you are of 170 centimeter in height, and you fall under this 25 age category. So you see from here, you should belong to 54 to 66 kg, which means 54 minimum, 66 maximum. If you are under 54, then you are underweight. You are over 66, you are overweight. So they will give temporary rejection accordingly. So this is how we have to check. I have given here, you can check your particular height to the weight ratio. This is what the standard is. This is for male and this is for female. Same, you are now imagine you are 165 centimeter and then your age is 22 in the sense, then so you have to be 44 on the minimum side and 54 on the maximum side. Anything below is called overweight, above is called overweight, underweight, this is called overweight. And as I told before, only with weight they will given one chance, and in that particular time period, if you cannot able to reduce, then you are unfit for the medicals. And the next is personal interview. As I told before, unlike this SSB, 5 days is conducted. If you are having any phobias towards SSB, sir, I don't want SSB, but I still want to wear uniform and I want to be an officer in uniformed services, this is the right place for you. You have to appear for this, and this interview is to 150 marks, and based on this detailed application form, DAF they will say. Based on this DAF, we will be conducting you the interview. This DAF you will fill it and we will send it to the UPSC, and based on this only will be checked. And this DAF is similar to the PAQ, personal information questionnaire in the SSB. And this interview is hardly 30 to 40 minutes, 30 minutes, half an hour to 45 minutes. And it will be conducted by a board with one chairman and 3 members or 4 members maximum. And this interview will mostly be based on your personality and your character. Yes, they will ask you any current affair thing. They will ask you about opinion in any other issues. They will ask you what is the internal security issues India face. and they will give you some stressful situation, and you'll be asked, they want to see how you are reacting in stressful situation. They will overall check your personality in handling certain situations, and that is how this interview test is. And again, with respect to this, not only the written exam as well as physical training, in our institute we will also provide you this interview training also, and we will also provide mock training with the concerned officials, whose experience as well as who's been serving under the armed forces, the central armed police forces. So we will also assist you in this also. So we will be assisting you throughout this journey. And this is all about the physical test. Any doubts you are having regarding this, you can ask in the comment section. And next is the vacancy. You see the vacancy 22, 23 and 24. If you see, the vacancy is keep on increasing. So 253, 322, 506. Which means in the upcoming 2025, the vacancies number, you can expect that it may increase. It may or may not be, but mostly in the optimistic side, we can expect it to increase. So why this vacancy is a big deal in the sense? Because only based on the vacancy and the number of selections are directly proportional, which means the vacancy is more, the selections will be more. But if the vacancy is less, there will be a ratio 1:20 ratio or 1:25 ratio, which means for one post, 20 people will be selected. Like that. So more and more posts is there, more number of people will be selected. So the vacancy will also make sure the cutoff is less as well as the selections will be more. And in the 2025, we can predict it to be more, and this also based on the different services, they will also be allocated different services. This choosing, sir, how I can able to choose the services and all the services and all will solve you. You ask it in the comment section, but this is the vacancy trend. And this is the cutoff trend. This is the cutoff for 2023. You see, as I told, initially for the written exam, based on 450, paper 1 and paper 2, they will be calling you for the medicals. And that too, in paper 1, there is a minimum qualification. 250, they will put a qualifying mark. Only if you qualify in this paper 1, and in the paper 2, only if you can able to score minimum 50. In descriptive paper, out of 200, you have to score minimum 50. Yes, 50 marks. Then only you are eligible for this written exam cutoff. Then you will be called for the final. You see in the final stage, 600, which means both the written marks, paper 1, paper 2, 450, as well as interview marks, 150. So total 600 marks. And you see, this is 2023. You can see the cutoff is less, 118, 109, 118, based on the general EWS, OBC, SC category and all. As I told, CAPF exam has caste-based reservation. And this cutoff is less. Even in this, the cutoff is very less. But if you look at the next year, you can see the sudden increase in the cutoff, because as I told, when the vacancy is more, the cutoff will tend to come down. So vacancy and cutoff is inversely proportional, which means when the vacancy is more, the cutoff will come less. When the vacancy is less, the cutoff will be more. You see the next one. This is 2022. The same, but the vacancy is around 300 only compared to the 2023. If you see here, 135, then 221, then total 345. So you can see the 118, there is a sudden jump in 135 because the vacancy in 2022 is around 200 or something only. In 2023, it was around 300, but it is around 200 only. So that is why the increase in the cutoff. So this is the cutoff trend. You can take a look at it. And just you see the 600 marks, out of 600, 345 is the cutoff, which means if you can able to score 55 to 60% of the total mark, then you are eligible, then you can get into the service. This is the cutoff trend for 2022. And next, cutoff trend for 2021. For 21, the cutoff is even more high because the vacancy is very, very less. You see, 138, 226 as well as 345. So this is the cutoff trend. From this, you will get an idea how much you have to score and how much is required for you to score to be on the safer side to get into the service. Yes. Then, considering this paper 2. So most of the students that we have taught to, and most of the students that approached us used to say, sir, paper 1 I can manage, but paper 2 is very difficult for me. Yes. If you talk about paper 2 of CAPF, that requires more expertise because you have to practice it every day. Paper 1 you can practice, test now and then, you can still clear it because it is OMR shading. But paper 2 is all about writing. Here it is not objective, it is subjective. So you have to write. That writing practice should be there every day. So that's why in our institute we have planned this Yukti, an answer writing program. And this answer writing program will soon start. And in that you can join this Telegram channel as well as Instagram and Facebook pages and all. Every day we'll post some topics like arguments, then a report, and then essay topics and all. You can write it and you can send it to us free of cost. We will correct it and we will send you back. In that way, you can get an insight of how to approach this exam. This is a daily answer writing practice strategy. Kindly utilize it as for this paper 2. And as I told before, for paper 2, again how to approach this arguments, essay and all, I'll put it in a separate video. In that, you can get an idea of how to approach this exam. Fine. So we are in the last phase of this video. As I told before, considering all this, we have now I already started the batches for CAPF. It is going on. It just started. And for the people who think, sir, I need assistance, it will be more good. If you feel like you don't want to do any trial and error, don't waste your attempts. Come to us. We will assist you in whatever way it is possible. So as I told before, in our institute, we will be providing a written exam, then physical training, as well as your interview, mock interviews as well. So we will be supporting in all your journey. Only thing is, we want you to be consistent as well as hardworking and the perseverance to do it. So any more doubts you have still regarding to that, you can comment it, or if you want to talk to us directly, you can call for this number which is given here. And I will see you with another video like this. Till then, take care. Thank you. Jai Hind.